What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Durkee Chan. Welcome back to another Durkee Chan production. Just want to thank y'all again for 600 plus subscribers. We're almost there to 700. That's crazy, guys. Fragrance family, you guys are the best. Thank you for the support. Just to let y'all know, I'm in the process of making my list of the next batch of fragrances I'm gonna buy. So far, I see a couple votes for Versace Dylan Blue. So if you got a fragrance that you want me to check out, drop a comment down below, let me know, and I'll go scoop it up. But I'm definitely going to pick up Versace Dylan Blue. I did smell it at my Sephora and at my Macy's, and man, it smells like a blue fragrance, you know? So I can't wait to test that out some more, get some tests with the ladies and see how that goes. But let's get back to this video, guys. Today we're going to do a comparison of YSL Y EDP versus Aqua di Gio Profumo. And I can't believe I didn't do a direct comparison of these two yet. There's such great fragrances in my rotation that seem to be very high up there in everybody's collection and rotation. So I do apologize for not reviewing these two sooner. I was shocked because I was looking at what videos to make and I was like, dang, I don't have a YSL Y EDP versus Aqua di Gio Profumo video. I mean, these two fragrances are legends. You know, YSL Y EDP, the champion in performance, projection, going to the club. Ladies love that apple sage bubbliness. Can be a bit stuffy indoors and during the hot days. Watch out for that. And then we have Profumo, another masterpiece by the one and only, you guys guessed it, Alberto Morillas. Fun fact, Alberto Morillas also made Versace Pour Homme, and I think he is also the nose behind Versace Dylan Blue. So I love his work. I definitely smelled, you know, Aqua di Gio, the original. I fell in love, and then they dropped Profumo, which is the updated version, darker, more intense, wetter, incensier, earthier, greener. It's great for the winter. Personally, I don't really like wearing it in the summer anymore just because I have better options like Chanel Cologne or Chanel Alert Homme Sport Cologne, Buddha Chanel EDT, Versace Eau Fresh, you know, lighter fragrances that still have a nice warm base for the nighttime. So, you know, before I jump into the comparison, let's just go through Profumo. I absolutely love this fragrance for the fall and the winter, day and night. Extremely versatile. Definitely brings the original DNA, but makes it more masculine, makes it more bad boy. I mean, I could see myself wearing this with a nice leather jacket or an all-black outfit or with a suit. It has this great citrus opening, and then you get that punch of the incense, and I think the incense is what makes it a masterpiece. It's very gorgeous, it's very timeless, and then you get that patchouli mixed in. It's definitely one of the best smelling designer fragrances out there, one of the most noticeable designer fragrance smells, definitely signature scent worthy. It does come off a bit sour in the opening, but again, as it dries down, you're going to get that rich aquaticness that just overrides all of the other notes, and that sourness and that bitter greenness kind of goes away. Definitely a ultimate classic fragrance. You could kind of wear it any season, any scenario pretty much. Definitely one of those, you know, Swiss Army fragrances. If you want a collection with just one fragrance, this might do it for you. Definitely a bit more on the mature end. This one is a 2020 batch. Definitely still has the performance, in my opinion. I know a lot of people say that the newer batches are a bit diluted, but for me personally, I still get 8 hours on clothes with 3 sprays. You know, it's definitely not near the 8 to 10 hours of YSL Y EDP, but it's still pretty good for a eau de parfum, I believe. Come on, focus. Oh, it's actually a parfum. Wow, I never knew that. But yeah, you could just you can't really go wrong with this fragrance. I mean, this fragrance right here, Profumo, man. One of the must-haves if you have a collection. Definitely, I can see myself wearing this as I get older. For a 30-year-old man, I can see myself wearing this into my 40s, into my 50s. Now let's move on to YSL Y EDP. Quite different in terms of the maturity level. You know, it's definitely a more upbeat scent, a more youthful scent. It's by Mr. Dominique Ropion. Apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly. And to me, this fragrance is the epitome of summer night times. Like it just has this apple, ginger, bergamot, sage combination that really pops off the skin, really turns heads, and it has that blue fragrance DNA. It has that ambroxan amberwood vibe into it. And when you take that and you mix it in with that very, very unique sage apple note, it's definitely a head turner. And when you combine that with incredible longevity, you're going to be turning heads from day to night time. It's one of the craziest performing fragrances I have ever come across. You do 2 sprays of this thing, even on skin, it's going to last you 8 to 10 hours. It's ridiculous. And again, this is a 2020 batch, and it's still going strong. It's still a very beautiful scent. Definitely a blue fragrance in nature, so definitely all occasion, all season. It's pretty much what the EDT should have been for a lot of people, but I think the EDT itself is nice, light, and fresh, like the Eau Fresh, but the EDP is just the most well-rounded one out of the entire line. Yes, there is Live, which is a mix between the EDT and the EDP, but you know, if you're just gonna pick one fragrance that excels in one area, like say the nighttime, the EDP is the one to go. This is an absolute beast. It definitely pulls in its fair share of compliments just because it projects so much, and it can clobber other scents that do come up. So perfect for wearing to a club or a concert. You know, as things are reopening, people are still going to wear masks, understandable, but if you wear this fragrance, it can project through masks. It will turn heads, it will get smiles, and it will give you compliments, and it definitely will improve your confidence, because again, when you smell good and you start receiving all that positive feedback from everybody, you know, you're gonna just get that confidence, right? Now, the thing is, YSL Y EDP, it does have this headache factor. Personally, I've experienced it. Some of my viewers have also experienced it. With Profumo, you don't really get that headache factor, even though if you do wear it indoors, it's a lot more softer. It's a lot more soft on the nose, per se, when you're wearing it indoors. Whereas YSL Y EDP, if you do one spray indoors, right, it's going to get a bit stuffy. It's going to get a bit heavy. Your nose is going to get absolutely bombarded. Your sensory systems are going to get absolutely overloaded. And it's going to result in a headache, you know? So be cautious of that. This is definitely a fragrance, YSL Y EDP, definitely a fragrance I like to wear outdoors. And when it's not too hot. So let's say 60, 70, low 80s at night with a nice breeze. This one, absolutely, hands down, my go-to fragrance. When you catch a whiff of this in the air, it's game over. It just smells good. So now when we're comparing these, price point, they're about the same. Profumo, for the size, 2.5, costed me about $90. YSL Y EDP will run you about $70, $80 to $92. Definitely, either one of these are definitely collection worthy. Now, if you were to ask me which one I would blind buy right off the bat, well, it really depends on your situation. If you're just looking for a year-round go-to fragrance that is more on the mature side, Profumo. But if you want something lighter in terms of youthfulness and in terms of being able to go out, have fun, dance all around, YSL Y EDP. Both of these are fantastic head-turning fragrances, decent performance, great compliments, very masculine smelling scent in modern day times. So they're definitely not bad fragrances to have in your collection. Some people might say YSL Y EDP smells more synthetic than Profumo. I agree. The apple note and the ambroxan, that kind of mix gives off that gummy bearish vibe that a lot of people say, and that can come off a bit synthetic. So if you know you don't like synthetic smelling scents, then I would go towards Profumo because it has a more earthier, richer scent, a wet scent almost. So again, either or, you can't really go wrong. But if we boil it down to the nitty gritty, YSL Y EDP definitely more obnoxious smelling, more artificial smelling, whereas Profumo is a bit more refined, a bit more matured, a bit more put together, and a bit more, I guess, soothing if you were to spray it on. So, again, in terms of age ranges, I've always said YSL Y EDP, definitely younger audience, but as I wear it more and more now in the nighttime as we're going out, it's a fantastic fragrance for older adults too. It puts that extra youth back in your step and just makes you feel like you're back in college, which is good for some scenarios and not good for some scenarios. I would definitely not want to wear it for a wedding. I would rather wear Profumo to a wedding. It just gives a bit more of a professional, upscale kind of vibe. So again, we have casual, semi-formal in terms of occasions. So that's all I really have, guys. Price about the same, compliments spot on. In terms of situations, you could pick one of these fragrances and rock it year round, but I think Profumo is a bit more versatile if you're going to work, if you're going to a wedding and stuff like that. Whereas YSL Y EDP, I wouldn't really want to wear it to work or to a wedding. It's just too playful for those environments, unless your work environment is a bit more relaxed, like a bar or a club or stuff like that. But again, definitely collection worthy. I love these two fragrances. That's all I have, guys. Ciao.